Muhammad Mokhtar allegedly robbed a moneylender at Jurong Gateway Road on Monday afternoon. The 38-year-old didn't reveal or use the weapon. Instead, he showed this note to staff at OT Credit, who handed him the cash before he fled. About $17,500 has been recovered. Mahadi had allegedly deposited some of the stolen cash into the bank account of his 34-year-old female friend and repaid his debts to unlicensed moneylenders. And as for this licensed moneylender, misfortune has struck again. Last November, 4 men got away with $48,000 after allegedly robbing staff at knife point. They were arrested within 12 hours of the crime. The unit is located near the J-Cube shopping centre and along a walkway that leads to a stretch of shops and F&B outlets. Now, there are also places for people to sit at, so this is a relatively populated area for most part of the day. But most people we spoke to said they didn't know about the robbery until after it had happened.
I didn't know because it's so quiet on Monday.
只听到前面有人打劫。
后来你就看到很多警察吗？还是
有啊。
要看那边围起来而已，其他我也不大懂。
Police say Mahadi reported to work at AETOS headquarters in Corporation Drive on Monday. He drew his firearm prior to his deployment, changed out of his uniform, and left with a revolver without authorization. He allegedly committed the crime before going back to work.
The man involved in the armed robbery abused the firearm entrusted to him to carry out his duties. Police officers worked swiftly to secure his arrest, aided by images from police cameras and shot CCTVs. We managed to do so without harm being caused to the public, given the risk that the man was allegedly carrying a firearm.
If convicted, Mahadi faces life imprisonment and at least 6 strokes of the cane. His friend, 34-year-old Norshana Muhammad Taib, has also been charged with dishonestly receiving stolen property. 8 other people have been arrested for the same offence in connection to the case.
And here are some other cases of armed robberies involving firearms that have taken place in Singapore. In 2006, a robber snatched nearly $4,000 from a 4D outlet at Sun Plaza shopping centre. He then fired a shot at a security officer who was giving chase. The security officer, with the help of a bystander, later apprehended the robber. In 1987, a gang of 7 armed with 3 revolvers made off with $1.3 million in gold and cash after robbing a jewellery shop in Commonwealth Lane. All were arrested, with some nabbed in Malaysia. The last member was only caught 20 years later. In 1984, shots were exchanged between the police and robbers and a car chase ensued, starting from Shenton Way to Chinatown. A detective had tried to arrest a man on the suspicion of armed robbery. Koh Kok Soon then hijacked a lorry, and the lorry driver was later found dead with a gunshot wound in his neck. Koh maintained his innocence on the murder charge but was sentenced to hang for firing at a police officer.